who've seen my present will see this formula. I want to go over it again in just a little bit more detail. This is true of online and offline business. Most of you will know the book by now, Do Less Work, Make More Money.
In Vietnamese.
In Vietnamese is... What's the Vietnamese title?
Làm ít hơn, kiếm nhiều tiền hơn.
Yeah.
How can you pronounce that?
Exactly. I can't. So, most people have asked me, is it really true? Can you really do less work and make more money? It sounds like a fantasy, right? Yet, let me ask you, how hard do some people work and how little do they make? You look out on the street out here, you can see a lot of people working really hard, maybe in a laundry shop or a small street restaurant, and they will work in the boiling heat, they will work really hard all day long, and they make virtually no money. And yet there's somebody else, not far from them, who has an aircon room, a light office job, they only work 9 to 5, not 7 to 11, and they're making 10 times the amount, right? So they're doing less work, working in a more comfortable environment, and making a lot more money. See, there's a big mistake that most people make, and that is the harder you work, the more you make. Okay? Most cultures have this idea in their mind. So, is it possible to do less work and make more money? Absolutely. There are people everywhere you look that will prove this idea. The question you need to ask yourself is, how can I do it? How can I use this concept in my own business? And so I came up with this formula, T plus T plus T times T equals R. And it really gives you the simple idea on how you can apply this. So the first T we have is training. Now, let's talk about the example I gave earlier. The guy sitting in the aircon office compared to the guy stood on a street corner trying to sell food. Now, I'm guessing the guy in the office has had more training, right? That's why the guy on the street is on the street. He didn't have the training. He knows how to fry fish, whatever he's selling. Okay? The guy in the office probably knows how to fry fish too. But the thing is, he's had a lot more extra training that now gives him the ability to generate more income. Team. The guy in the office, is he working alone? Is the guy on the street working alone? Usually, right? So the guy is down there, maybe he has his wife with him, but usually it's a team of 1 or 2. And they have a little street restaurant, they work all hard, no training, no team. The guy in the office has got a team around him. There's other people there. And they're working together, and yet they're all making more money. Tools. The guy on the street. Usually it's a pretty limited set of tools. Maybe he has a knife, small cart, and some cheap, ineffective tool, effective for what he's trying to do, but limited tools, right? He has a fryer. That's it. A fryer, a knife, and maybe a couple of extra utensils. But that's all. Very, very limited tools. So this is the point, is that he's only able to leverage the tools and the training and the team that he has, which means he has to put in a lot more time and make a lot less money. The guy in the office, on the other hand, probably has access to mobile phones, laptops, internet. He has a lot more tools available to him. Included in tools, software. The guy in the office probably has access to Microsoft Word, Windows, extra software tools that may be appropriate to his business. So he's leveraging much more advanced tools. He's leveraging a team, and he's leveraging his training. And therefore, he's able to work less hours and make a lot more money. Does that make sense? So how can we think about that in our own business? You are all here today for training. You are all here because you want to learn more. That means you're in the right place. You're doing the right thing. If we look at the team, one of the things I found that more important than the information I learned when I came to seminars was the people I met. I met Maya at a seminar. Okay? So I'm only here because we both went to a seminar. Most of my business contacts I've met through seminars. So hopefully, during this event, you will get to know each other. And you will form relationships. You will meet people that you can work with, that you like, that you have complementary skills. And hopefully you will walk out at the end of 3 days at least being able to expand your team by 1 or 2 people. And maybe they will bring 1 or 2 more people from their already existing team or their existing contacts. And so that's how we start to grow. Also the tools. We'll be looking at various tools over the course of the 3 days. So we will look at what tools that you will need for your specific business. That is doing business online. And there are many different ways to do business online. So we will talk about those. And each one will benefit from different tools. So we'll talk about the different tools for the different techniques. Now, if we look at time, we have to have time. We have to put time into our business. And yes, if all of these 3 are equal, the more time you put in, the more result you will get. Okay? So we don't take time out of the equation. If you work harder, you will make more, assuming that you're working intelligently and effectively. So again, let's take out and just understand this in a slightly more detail. If we have no training, but we have teams and a tool, you will get results, but your team will work ineffectively because they don't know what they're doing. It will take them longer to learn how to use the software, to figure out what's working, what's not working. Effectively, they have to train themselves through experience, right? That takes time. So the moment you reduce your training, you increase your time. If we have training and we have tools, but we have no team, now it's you doing everything. I trained myself to do everything. But it took me a very long time to do it all because I'd have to do the graphics, I'd have to do the copy, I'd have to make the websites, I'd have to do everything. That made my time much, much higher. Okay? So now let's say you have the training and you have the team, but you don't have the tools. If we go back in time and we look at agriculture, the agricultural industry started out where they understood how to grow plants. They had a lot of people. They had a huge team. But what they didn't have was modern tools. They didn't have tractors. They didn't have combine harvesters or big farming equipment. And so it took them a lot longer to grow the rice or to grow the wheat or to grow the vegetables. Now, the more effective tools they have, the less people are required to get the same amount of result. The less time is required to get the same amount of result. So you can see, when you are looking at your business, when you are building your business, you want to constantly, all of the time, keep improving each one of these 3. Okay? You want to constantly balance each 3. But look at your own business today. Look and ask yourself, where am I weak? Which area is my business weak? Which area is my project weak? Do I require more training? Do I have no team? Or is my business lacking tools? Because then you will know which is the most effective area to invest your resources, to invest your time improving one of those 3. Okay? Doesn't matter whether you're talking online business or offline business. These principles are the same. So that's what I want you to do, is just simply evaluate where you need to work. If there's only one of you and you know what you want to do, you've got some basic training and you may have some basic tools, then you know your area of weakness right now is your team. So go and try and expand your team. If you've got a bunch of people who are all enthusiastic as a group of you as friends that know what you want to do, and you've got the training, you know what you're trying to achieve, and you know how you should achieve it, but you're lacking the tools, go and invest in the tools. Go find the tools that you require. So you can see this formula will give you using this formula, you can find the specific way that you personally need or can achieve making more money and working less. Does that make sense? I want to show you what will happen in your business if you don't do this. Can you see that clearly enough? Right? I don't know. Does anybody know where this is? This is Naples, Italy, last year. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not my idea of what the West looks like. Right? It's an image that we would often think of in the West as being a third world situation. It's not. This is Naples, Italy, heart of Europe, and just last year. Now the really bad thing is that this scene was seen all over Naples, not just in one street. And it wasn't seen just last year. It was a consistent problem over several years. Okay, you can see the quote at the bottom, assuming it says the same as mine does. You will know what caused the problem. Lack of systems. Right? That's it. Now, when I first started in business, this is what my business felt like. Does anybody else relate to this? Has anybody else been in a business or have a business where this is what it mentally felt like every day when you faced looking at your business?
Me.
Okay?
I was.
Was?
Yeah.
So this is the thing, okay? This is why I'm so passionate about systems and about tools and about processes. Because this scene no longer exists in Italy. The reason being is one guy came along and simply said, what is wrong with the situation? And he looked at it and said, we don't have the correct systems. We don't have the correct processes. What do we need to do to change that? So he went in and over a period of time put in, and it didn't happen instantly, but he put in processes and systems and worked on one at a time until he had effectively created a system that could manage with the amount of rubbish that Naples was producing. In your business, it's going to be the same. Don't expect to wake up tomorrow and your business will be running smoothly. It won't. Okay? Understand and expect that creating a long-term sustainable business is a process. It's about going in and on a daily basis looking at how can I improve the way that my business runs? How can I improve the way, the systems that we have in place? That may be about better training for your staff. It may be about getting better software or better hardware. It may be about simplifying what you're producing or the product or the service that you're delivering. There are many different ways to improve systems. But what you need to know is that you need to do it.